quite the spectacle. Can you describe in vivid detail, if you will, your desk and what makes it unique and kind of the layout that you've come to as it is right now?
This is not my first desk at Corridor. Because for the longest time, my desk was literally just a door with some clamps clamped to it. Like, the clamps were the legs. And Jay got tired of that one day and decided to make it better by cannibalizing Carmichael's desk, which was also a door, and making it the legs. So, it's got a good height and a very good width. I like a big table to be my desk so I can put things everywhere. I am very prone to clutter, and so having a big desk helps that because I have places to just pushed off to the sides without ever having to worry about it until you reach a breaking point and you're like, I gotta clean my desk. I like the 3-monitor setup. It's good for VFX. It's good for editing. You have more screen real estate to put windows in. And it takes a little bit of effort to actually be able to do that. It takes some effort to learn how to use multiple monitors like this. But now I don't know. I have a nice desk set up at home with my computer and I really like it. I invested a lot of money into it. And I'm kind of wanting to just replicate that here. It's basically I won't describe it. Maybe it'll happen, maybe it won't. We'll see. I don't know. But a cool fun fact about this desk is that there's an actual artifact built into it. And it's this right here. Can you see it? This is the symbol Omega. And you can clearly see it on the silver VHS tape from our Corridor Digital video from years ago. The Cyber War. Yeah. The reason why this symbol is etched into the the door here, is that John Angie, when he used to work here, made this prop, and he actually cut out the symbol here on the table, just directly on the table, and that left these little cut grooves that have since filled with dirt, essentially. We can't clean it out, and so that has just been there. See, what year did this come out? 2013. This came out April 16th, 2013. This scar here is almost 9 years old. You were but a wee lad when this was etched into wood.
My bar mitzvah present. Is there anything of great sentimental value on your desk?
I mean,
would you say that if that's your thing, then that can be your thing?
it's kind of my thing, because it's the only thing that's noticeable. I love that the sticker saying to not clean off Carmichael's desk is still stuck to the door here, of the legs. I mean, this desk does hold some sentimental value to me. It's a very heavy desk. I mean...
My last question for you then, before you take off your costume, I'm going to be actually on the other side of you starting next week.
Oh.
With my own desk.
Cool.
And so we're filming me do that. Do you have any advice for me in how I should set my desk up?
Any advice for you setting up your desk? Everyone has a desk. Everyone has their own ways of organizing their desk. I like to have the immediate area around my hands be empty. Everything around the keyboard, the mouse. That's why I got the biggest mouse pad that I could get just for this. And I like to have phone chargers kind of just ready to go. But everything else outside of that is kind of just storage. I'm working on it.
Cool. That's all I need. It's a man we won't focus on, so.
Oh, nice.
I have to be careful.
Let's have a chat.
So, can you describe the purpose and the layout of your desk? And kind of how you use it to.
Yeah, sure. My desk was a hand-me-down from the legendary Peter. It serves many purposes. It has the benefit of having an attachment that raises so I can stand when I work, which is good for my old hips. And yeah, it's a space that I've really made my own, through the acquiring of a lot of garbage. Little by little, things find themselves on my desk, and I don't know where they come from. I don't know where they go, so I just leave them alone. I found guns. I found knives. I found Huel bottles, big bottles and small bottles, phones. I don't know who this belongs to, but it's mine now because it's on my desk. So yeah, I don't know. It's home in a weird way.
Can you talk about your notepad? It seems like that is an important feature.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. One of the things I always keep close by is my notepad. Not this one anymore because I'm out of space, but one's like it. It's where I make all my little notes, all the important things that you guys never get to see. Things like helpful diagrams for what we're going to make. Very descriptive illustrations that help the team overall. And sometimes I just write questions. And I write them in a way that only I can read them. Not by design, by accident. Always keep a notepad handy.
I also see a photograph. I'm asking everyone, is there anything with sentimental value?
Oh my goodness. There is literally one thing on my desk that has any sentimental value. And it was from our year-end corridor Christmas party. It's me and my girlfriend. And it's the only thing that brings, how can I put this? It's the only thing that defines the desk as being mine, Because I don't put my name on any of the garbage that I gather here, or any of the cups that I fail to put in the sink. That's the only thing that defines it for me.
Let's talk briefly about your headphones. Is that something that you brought from home, or are those inherited as well?
These ones?
These ones.
Oh, these ones. Yes. Yeah, okay, so these are a new pair of headphones that I just got. Matt stole my old ones, and so I was in dire need. And so Daniel actually hooked me up with these bad boys, and they're actually better than my old pair. So in a way, it all worked out.
Moving on from your desk, can you talk about what you think is it important to have a unique desk? Should we all have little robot desks, or
I see what you're saying.
The personalization?
Yeah. I think it's important to be able to make your desk your own, if for no other reason than just feeling comfortable at it. I mean, we're spending most of our waking hours here working with each other, and it's nice to have a little place where it's nice to have a little place that you can define in your own way, whether that be bringing in old statues of old Smash mains like Dean does, or just polluting the space with little knickknacks that I gather from my day-to-day. It is nice to have kind of like a home base, even in the office. Again, even if that means just one singular picture of someone from my outside life.
My last question is, I'm setting up my first desk over here.
Oh, wow.
Do you have any advice, setting up that desk to me? Is there anything you think I should do?
If I had any advice, can I speak to you directly?
Oh, absolutely.
Jonah, if I had any advice for you specifically, it would be to not do what I did, okay? Don't let it get out of hand. Maybe bring in a plant, something that breathes a little bit of life into your desk. Make it your own, make it your home, and enjoy the space. Cheers. I'll be leaving this on the desk for the next few weeks.
So, can you describe why your desk is the way it is, like,
Yeah.
and like how that plays into your work?
Yeah.
Go for it.
I have a plant that is beautiful, and it started off with just 3 leaves. I love plants. I love the outdoors. So anywhere that I'm at, I like to feel like I'm outdoors, which is also why I'm very happy. I'm right under the skylight as well. It's great sun. My plant is very happy. I have a candle here because I love fire, and it makes me feel cozy and warm, like I'm at home. And then I have a bunch of stuff for myself and for people to use in the studio, like tape and a stapler and tissues and Germex and lotion and scissors and Sharpies. I have everything that anyone could need. So everyone's always walking up to my desk sometimes, and I think they're coming for me, but they're coming for the stuff that I laid out. I have the old crew camera sitting here at my desk because I do the because I do the socials now. I try to capture as many professional type photos. Well, I say professional, but they're mostly candid photos of people doing things in the studio or filming or when they're in costumes. But it's just a better quality, like the resolution. And I can upload those to the server for our social media guy, Rodrigo. Send those over to him. So it's really good. I even rigged a little light on top, a little aperture light, so I can get some lighting. Still learning the camera and all of its settings and stuff, but it's fun working with different lenses. Oh, I mean, I have the best thing right here. I don't have to say anything further. Yeah, I always have water and coffee.
What's this big built-on piece?
Oh, let's see. I think I took this from Ren's old desk. I'm pretty sure. Yeah. When we're coming back up, I think Ren didn't want this anymore. He wanted to be level, and this was just extra. And I was like, oh, I like it, because I have a lot of stuff and compartments. And then also, like, underneath my desk, I have 3 drawers just filled with batteries and gaff tape and extra notebooks. Basically, if someone's like, hey, do you have this? I try to save myself from running up and down the stairs all the time when someone needs something, so I do keep my own little storage of things in here, like fire alarm batteries. You know, it's little things that no one else thinks about, but they end up needing at a drop of a hat, and then I tend to have them. Yeah.
Cool. Do you think that it's important to like make your own unique space in the workplace? How does that factor in? You look around, and everyone kind of has their own juju. How do you think that plays into like their work?
Having your own space set up is very, very important. It's the same way if you go home and you want your room to be exactly how you like it, because that's like your safe space. And then what I've noticed here with a lot of the editors, their desks are pretty cleared. There's no clutter. They just want to come here, turn on their computer and focus and edit, and they don't want a bunch of stuff. My job's a little different. Even though I do a lot of computer work, I'm doing a lot of stuff with gear and providing people with necessary things to make shoots happen. So I have a bunch of other stuff on my desk as well, which is why I have this raised part, so I can tuck things so that it seems a little more organized. Yeah, I have the plant. I think it's super important to be happy with your setup, because you put out the best work that way when you're comfortable.
And I actually have 2 questions for you. A special question that only you get, but the first one is for me. You can directly address me. What advice do you have for my desk?
Considering you're also an editor, keeping it kind of clean and super tidy is going to come in very handy, but your role here is a little different than other editors. You are filming things on the fly a lot, right? So you have to make sure that you kind of have your gadgets and gear accessible at any point in time. You don't want to see something happening and then have to like go somewhere else or try to, organize your gear, and then you miss the shot. So you kind of have to have a middle ground of like being tidy and organized, but having stuff set and prepared as well. That's what I envision for your setup. Editing, but crewing on the fly. improvement on the fly.
All right, and only because of your predicament, I'll ask you about the plan for building desks. Like, how are you feeling about taking that on? Are you like good at IKEA shit? Like, what's your?
I've built I think I've built 4, 5, 6 of these desks already. When I got hired, the studio was expanding pretty quickly right before me and right after me, and so we had to order desks. So the desks that we ordered are the same desks that I'm used to building. I haven't built one in like a year, so it's gonna be interesting. But when I first started here, I was building things all the time. I literally thought about starting a different Instagram page that was like Jordan's Carpentry or something, because it was insane. You know, it sounds like labor, but I'm actually kind of excited for something to come in for me to build, because I haven't had to really build anything. The last thing I built was Jake's chessboard.
Cool. I think that's all I have for you, but thank you.
Dope.
Let's do this thing.
Cool.
All right, so can you explain to me what do you love about your desk?
I would say my favorite thing about my desk is this standing desk feature. It's actually a lot more ergonomic than if the whole desk was up here, because then I would kind of probably get tired. But that's definitely my favorite feature of my desk, because, you know, feels very. I feel very engaged in my work when I stand.
That's a great answer. I also see there's just like a couple things on your desk that I notice are unique to you. It seems like you have some like supplements. You have a water bottle and your notepad.
Oh yeah.
Could you talk about like?
Yeah,
what
definitely.
you have on your desk.
Like, I think this was a fan sent this to us. That's Unmapped Brewing Company. So I always have like a giant thing of water just like waiting, because you got to get through like, I think 2 or 3 of these a day. And then I have a bunch of supplements here that I never take. I got a multivitamin, vitamin D, because we're a bunch of dungeon dwellers and we got to get our vitamin D somehow. Gum, so that I don't eat sweets. That's very important. This company, Loop Deck, was nice enough to send us a bunch of these Loop Deck CTs. I use one button on it, really. I just hit retime, because in Resolve, there's a bunch of retime controls, and it's really easy just to have a macro set where you just boop. But honestly, that's pretty much all I use it for. My biggest thing that I use that really helps me in my editing workflow is my mouse, because this is a wireless Logitech G604 mouse. It has all these buttons on the side, and I program those in editing so that basically I can keep my keyboard more open for other different keystrokes, but the things I use the most stay all on my right hand. And that makes my workflow really fast. And that's, you know, I'm just very concerned about efficiency and keep my workspace clean. I try to keep everything organized, and yeah, that's my what do you call it? Freaking theory, whatever.
Is there anything of sentimental value on your desk, do you think?
I got over here King DDD, my tournament winning champion. He'll never be defeated because he's gone in retirement. I lost last year as Captain Falcon, but you know, Captain Falcon, I've been using him since Melee, so he's very sentimental to me. So I used to have the Smash trophy, but I think Ren has that now, so I got to get that back at some point.
My last question for you is, we're getting 3 new desks, and mine will be over there, and so I have to set mine up. So, as someone who has come in and made their own space, do you have any advice to me as to how I should go about setting up my desk?
Well, Jonah, you're very lucky, because there used to be a hazing ritual, which was whoever. I was one of the first new hires after I think a couple of years of it just being 6 or 7 guys, and everybody who started, myself, Matt, Griffin,
Jordan, there was this like janky desk with like wooden blocks on it that you had to work off of like a laptop with an extra monitor.
Yeah.
And I did that for probably the first month or two that I was here. So, you know, been here a little bit. You get a fresh, brand new desk, a nice workspace and stuff. I would say just be grateful. You know, be grateful for your privilege in this respect. And I would say practically get a standing desk. It's going to make your life like 20% better, I would say.
Can do that. Thank you.
Sweet, yeah, man.
My pen pile. Gotta have that.
All right, so can you break down exactly how you lay out your desk and the reasons why you have it? It as concisely as possible.
Sure. I also don't like a lot of clutter. And here at work, I take a little bit more of a laissez-faire approach to that, but still, I mean, there's not too much clutter. I don't keep a lot of knickknacks on my desk. I mean, there's a couple things here and there, you know. The main part of the desk is the computer. There is a standing desk array here, but I never use it. Then you got your camera zone right here. You know, if I need to pop up and shoot something, it's right there. You know, got some little nameplate here. It's out of date, but pretty cool. Let's see. Today, I have some special guests at my desk. I have these old Russian vintage lenses that Sam put anamorphic filters on. If you watched the old vlog videos, you will remember we did a whole series about that. He let me borrow these for a shoot with my Sony, and I had them for about 3 years. And then I finally brought them home, and then I finally brought them back on Monday. And I was like, hey, Sam, here are those lenses. And he's like, oh, I don't want those. So now they're just sitting here until I go put them downstairs with the rest of our lenses. So, yeah, you know, there's always stuff going in and out.
Is there anything on your desk with a great deal of sentimental value, something that you kind of keep?
Not particularly, man. I don't really keep anything of super sentimental value here. I mean, there are a couple, you know, props, kind of, and Daniel got me this cup of noodle, like, model kit, and I do want to build it. Maybe that would be a good video for this, but I haven't gotten around to it. So for now, it's just kind of sitting on my desk as like a museum piece. And I like it that way too. It's kind of just fun for the novelty. And then the P Daddy hat as well, you know, for when I need to, you know, get in a character. So, yeah. So yeah, you know, things are changing now that we're running out of room here. Like, I'm not sure how long I'm gonna have the luxury of having a chill zone over by my desk. You know, I hope I can keep it, but you know, it's getting crowded around here, and it's a good thing, but it also means that we can't keep bringing all our old shit into the studio and leaving it here. But
do you think there's like it's important to make your desk your own? Is that something that's like when you're at work, like to feel comfortable when you sit down?
Yeah. I mean, I think, you know, we spend half our lives here, or more actually, so we might as well, you know, make our workstation somewhere that we want to spend time, not just a soulless void of corporate efficiency. So, yeah, you know, you should make it your own. Says the guy with like no personal shit on his desk, but you know, I got it all in that drawer. That's like, yeah.
Personal growth. Do you have any advice to me, someone who's setting up my own desk for the first time?
I mean, not really. It's not really any of my business, man. It ain't my business what you do with your desk. That's your desk. Like Ren's desk looks like a wacky mad scientist desk slash. Well, it's actually better now than it used to be, but it used to be a very eclectic collection of random crap on there, and that's what gives it its charm. Yeah. So that's a special desk. It's a special desk. I don't think Ren will get rid of that desk, even if Jake offers him a brand new standing desk. Well, maybe, but it's also a large desk, so Ren has that real estate.
Great. That's all I need from you.
I wonder if there's a way for me just to buy just the legs and the control pad without having to go through getting everything else associated with it, like the desk. Yeah, really the only tool I'm looking for here are the legs. I don't need the whole thing, but I kind of want the whole thing. I have to think about this. What do I want?
All right, we ordered all the new desks. We kind of had a new game plan in place, and then of course, Ren comes in out of nowhere. He's like, wait a minute, I think I finally want to upgrade my desk. Which is a huge surprise to me because for the last 7 years, we've been trying to get him a new desk. And he's refused an upgrade in his desk every year since. And now, after I already placed all the orders, he's like ready for an upgrade. And he wants something all fancy with like a button that just automatically raises the table and everything. So, I don't know. We'll have to see if I can abide by that request, but it's just coming out of nowhere. I never thought he was going to get rid of that desk. He loves that desk.
What do you think of Ren wanting a new desk?
I mean, I stand corrected. I thought he was gonna die on that desk, but I guess not. I thought Ren was gonna keep that desk for the rest of his life because it's such a sentimental, heartfelt gift from Jake. I can't imagine a world where Ren doesn't work on that desk. But you know what? A lot of things are changing in the world, and it's just part of it.
Me a vase and everything. You guys are a full service corridor digital.